Yo, what is going on, guys? It is midnight and today we are bringing you another video. Now in today's video we are going to be talking about the new unit that you'll get in the new banner, and I'm going to quickly briefly talk about the 3 new relics. I'm just going to show you their passive abilities and kind of give you a rundown on where they would be on the tier list. And yeah, hopefully that helps for when the banner comes out tomorrow, both relic and unit alike. Right, we'll start with, whilst the unit's up, we're going to actually just skip that. We're going to go straight to the banner for the relics. Now, there are 3 new relics, 2 in the banner and 1 you get from the ranking event. Now, this is the one you'll get from the ranking event. Granted, these are the maxed out stats right here. I'm sorry if you can hear the clicking from my mouse. Let me move my mic so it's a bit further away. So these are the stats that you would get for max level. So do not really look at that and think, oh, these are okay stats, because you're not going to get in max level. No one will. Like, only one person will by the looks of things. This relic alone is like just slightly above the bottom tier. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a screenshot up as like on the screen sometime now, and this is going to be basically the tier list that we have currently with the relics that are in the game. As you can see, I think it's in the C tier right at the end. So the reason why it's up there and above the rest at the bottom is because it gives bonus to all stats, which can be good for like flexibility. But the passive ability with 20% poison resistance is just useless. If these weren't all stats increase, this relic would be yeah, would definitely be at the bottom. Not 4-star, 5-star. Definitely be at the bottom of the tier list. Now, the next relic, I'm sorry if this sounds quick. I just don't want the video to be too long, and the relics don't need that much information to be spoken about. Now, this one here is in the A tier relics, and to be quite honest with you, could very easily be in S tier. The only reason why it's at the bottom of A tier at the moment is because these stats here are very good. Increased HP and attack, basically a guild staff. 10% physical attack, 2% hit, or 2 hit, which is 133%, so 33, and 5% speed. Now this relic is really good, but the only thing that is good for at the moment is aura, and even that is not amazing because aura doesn't really hit too hard. But it will increase her physical attack, her 3rd skill, which is again not what you're mainly using that unit for. You're using this unit for the petrify, so the hit will be good for that, right? So you'll get an increased chance on the petrification. Speed also just helps no matter what unit it goes on. So this relic, once more physical attackers come out in the game, will definitely shoot up a ranking. And the last one, before we jump into the main event, the waifu herself. Now this is again like a little less of guild staff, as well as the sniper one that we just spoke about. So it increases the stats but slightly lower. 10% physical attack, 3% crit, and 6% physical skill damage. Now this relic, is really only good for Kokaitis at the moment, but it's not even that good on Kokaitis because Kokaitis needs speed, not HP and attack. He needs attack and speed, or like he needs all of the stats, to be honest with you. Like there's no saving my boy Kokaitis. But yeah, like this would be good for Kokaitis because it will just increase his damage overall. But unfortunately it's still ranked low in the A tier because there's no physical attackers to take advantage of this relic. So once more units come out where the relics are more viable, that are for 5-star units, these 2 relics will shoot up. The other one will kind of stay where it is, if not possibly shoot down once more relics come out into the game. But yeah, overall both relics are really good once more physical attackers come out, but as it stands right now they are A tier. Now here we go, unit again. Now we're back to Neuronist. So again, I think this might help a lot of you a little bit more. So again, I'm going to put the tier list up that we've got on the Discord on the screen now. It does go from left to right, so we do rank them better than the people behind them, I guess. So Neuronist is better than Shouter, and Demiurge is better than the both of them at the moment. Demiurge shot up. So I'm going to show you and explain why this unit is where she is. Now, overall, HP is okay. Attack for an attacking unit is shocking, like really bad. Defense is really low, and speed is really low. Like this unit has got decent HP, and that's about it. And obviously the type in intelligence is pretty good. Has pretty good resistances overall. Darkness and poison take less damage. Thunder and shining only take a slightly bit of damage from extra percentages. Now, skill 1 is a 116 poison type magic damage to one enemy with a 5% elemental rate at 3 MP cost. Now, this skill is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's not shocking. The only letdown for this skill is the fact that her attack is really low. Overall, I'm going to quickly explain this as well because I had a question and I wasn't too sure, but I was proven it was true. This 5% elemental rate basically means this is 121% damage, not 116. Just add this onto this, and that's basically how much damage a skill would do based on poison element. So it's a very cheap skill to do elemental damage on a single target, but however, the unit doesn't do that much damage, so meh. Overall, will be kind of good for end game content, but when raids come out, she will do a little bit more. Now the next one again is 3 MP, 118% magical damage and 20% humanoid killer. Now this one's actually pretty good because a lot of enemies in the game are humans, and it does a bit more damage than the other one for the same cost. Granted, if the enemy is weak to poison, then I would probably use this skill, the poison one, over humanoid. But the humanoid one, in general, will more often than not do more damage than venom. So you have a variety of skills to use because they both cost the same, both do the same thing. One for humans, one for poison. So again, it's okay. It's not an amazing skill because of this attack stat. This attack stat is just bringing her down. Now this is where she gets her ranking from, in my opinion. Obviously her skills are mediocre at best, but this one is a high risk, high reward. And this is why she's I'm going to explain why she's above Shouter and why Demiurge is above these two. Now you get a 15% magical damage, magical defense to one enemy down for 3 turns, which is really good. You also have a 51% to seal the target and 41% to paralyze the target. Now, as I said, this is a high risk, high reward, but in general, if you paralyze the enemy, you don't really need to seal the enemy anyway because they can't use skills when they're paralyzed. But if you miss the paralyze and you get the seal, that could also save you. Vice versa, if you don't get the seal and you get the paralyze, that can also save you. Putting on a relic that increases aim would be very good on this unit, as well as increasing attack. I can't really think of any that come to mind straight away besides from the sniper relic, that one that we got. Although this unit isn't really physical attacker, the attack increase and the HP increase plus the aim does help, and the slight speed increase. But again, it's a bit risky. It's really risky to pull this one off, but high risk, high reward. 5% physical attack damage, okay. 20% dark elemental strengthen, very good. Now this will make this first skill a lot better. Oh wait, no, I completely lied to you. That's poison. This skill will increase the overdrive damage. So I lied. This passive is pretty shit. Excuse my French, but yeah, pretty bad. It increases the overdrive damage to one enemy. Now in raids, we don't have raids yet, but in raids, if the unit is weak to dark and you manage to pull off 1 or maybe even 2 of these overdrives, then yes, it is a good unit for raiding. But there's so many better ones later on in the game, and at the moment we don't have raids. End game content, this is okay, but she's not going to make a cut for anyone's team at the minute. She's not going to be needed for end game content, and farming, she's going to be very slow because she doesn't do a lot of damage and she doesn't have AoE. So now this is why this unit is currently sitting really low on the tier list, and to be honest with you, she's not going to move up that much, if anything at all, over the coming time that we have on the game. Now, as I said before, the reason why she sits in front of Shouter, let me show you, and Demiurge sits in front of both of these. So now, first of all, Shouter is a speed unit, so intelligence over speed, win-win. She's only slightly slower, but her defense and attack are her defense is a lot weaker than Shoutir, but her HP is better, and her attack is only slightly worse. So statistically, like stat-wise, Shoutir is better. She takes more damage from water and shining. So overall, resistances, she's going to win. Neuronist. Now, this skill here, 2 MP to lower the magical defense on one enemy, is a bit of a waste. Like, it's not big enough to waste a turn to use 2 MP. Then the paralysis skill, although it's a higher chance, is 5 MP to do this. And the other one's skill is 41%, but you also have a chance to seal the enemy. So if you don't even land the paralysis, then you possibly could seal. Not only that, but you're definitely going to lower the defense of that unit. This one here is 5 MP. You're going to deal magic damage and lower the defense of the enemy, which is pretty good, but it's still so expensive. Like, the skill, like, you can only use this twice. Like, one of these each. Like, it's just too expensive. Like, too expensive. And to be honest with you, that's the only reason why this unit sits lower. Now, granted, the overdrive is better. Like, with this elemental rate, that's massive. That's a big increase. Her overall skills and stats in general just don't live up to Neuronist. Like, there's not much in it, but Neuronist just wins by a fraction of a hair. Not to mention that they're both, like, do the same thing. Whereas if you go to Demiurge, the reason why he sits above them is because his stats overall are better. His resistances are better than Shoutir, but not as good as Neuronist. But the reason why this unit sits a lot higher up is because of how much damage he can do to single targets compared to the two of them. And he just does more damage, and just in general, there's not many good. I don't even think there is any. Like, the only good single target damage dealer at the moment is Ainz with that one skill. But Demiurge is like the runner-up, so that's why he sits a bit higher up. You could even say he's probably better than Albedo at the moment, but again, I still think there's more use to farming at the minute and than end game content, because we only get that like once a month. So Demiurge sits slightly behind Albedo and Master Ainz and all the other AoE. But anyway, guys, hopefully that helps you guys out in the video. Now, in tomorrow's one, I am going to do a summoning video. Don't even want to do it. Don't even talk about it. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do a summoning video, probably on both the Relic and the unit banner. I'm not going to be going too in on this banner because, to be honest with you, I only need Pandora and obviously the new unit when it comes. So things are going to slow down now in summonings unless they're units I actually want or actually really good, because I have everyone else now, so there's not much to aim for. Relic wise, I could get one of them, like hopefully I don't really mind which one, they're both equally as good, but yeah, I'll try and get one of them. Quick channel updates. So we've recently hit a few targets, so I know it's not major, but like we just hit like 100,000 views on the channel overall, which is pretty good, which is like a pretty good achievement in my opinion. And also we are almost at 1,000 subs. We're like almost at 800 now. We're aiming for 1,000 so I can start live streaming and answering your questions live rather than you commenting or asking on the Discord. It'll be a lot easier to just play the game and you guys can kind of comment and I'll just kind of reply to you as seen. Hopefully the video isn't too long, but I hope you enjoyed the new way that we've done this, which is showing you the tier list and explaining why they're in that position. As time goes on, when things move around in the tier list and new banners come out, so let's say if we get Nazarick Aura tomorrow, I would kind of show you the tier list where she would go, my bad, and why people would move down and up. And I'll also explain why this unit isn't really good to go for, and that is simply because Neuronist isn't going to go up. Like, Neuronist is going to stay where she is. Like, if anything, move down, maybe like be high end in that tier later on. But at the moment, she's not going to move up. She's staying there. Whereas people like Ainz and Pandora and Mare, they stay in that tier, A tier, which is a really high tier at the moment, for a long time. Like, Ainz will drop eventually. But yeah, when a good unit comes out, I'll explain to you that whether you should go for them or not, usually because they will either stay high tier or they will move up to a high tier as time goes on, which is a rare occasion, but usually they just stay high tier. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Take care and peace out.